Hey guys, this is Patrick Sessoms of Due South Outfitters, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about a rod that we have really enjoyed fishing over the past year. This is the Syndicate P2 1024. It's the Pipeline Series 10-foot 2-weight, and this rod was really developed with Euro nymphing or competition nymphing in mind. And as a conventional fly fishing guide, we found uses other than just Euro nymphing for this rod. And so I'll talk to you about what I'm referring to here. Ultimately, what we really like this rod for is light nymph rigs, dry dropper rigs, and boat fishing. I think a lot of folks, when they think of a 10-foot rod, they think it's solely meant for Euro nymphing, and it definitely shines in the Euro nymphing arena. But definitely don't be afraid to go ahead and use these rods as a conventional fly rod. One thing I like about it, with a 10-foot length, there's extra reach. So if we're high sticking a run, it's real easy to reach out over the slow water, get to the fast water, or vice versa. Another thing is the mendability. Especially with dry fly fishing and dry dropper fishing, you can mend a mile with a 10-foot rod. And what I really like about this rod in particular is it is a 2-weight, however it's got a nice backbone to it. So the upper portion of the rod has plenty of flex, plenty of give for, light tippets, small flies. However, in the backbone here, you can see it's more or less like a 5 or 4-weight in thickness. So you do have enough power to land those big fish. From the cork, you can tell this rod's been used a lot. It rode on my drift boat for the past season. I actually have 4 of these. I like them a ton. And every day they found their way into the drift boat for my guests to use. One thing I'll note though, with these rods, we've noticed that they really perform well under a couple different circumstances. One thing we like to do, we'll overline them. So this is a 2-weight rod, like I said earlier, but with the extra length, I'll go a notch up on line weight. So this has got 3-weight Rio Gold line on it, and that just gives it a little more loadability, if you will, especially for kind of novice anglers or folks that are just getting into the sport. And a lot of our guests need that extra help. So we like that that extra line weight to just help the rod load a little bit better because of the extra foot of length compared to what we usually use. Another thing that we found that really helps these rods is a light reel, and I've got the Reddington Rise on this. It's what I usually use on these rods. I like it because it's super light, kind of a smaller profile. I can't really turn the rod here, but as you can see, it's got a fairly large arbor. However, it's not super wide. It's not a chunky reel. And one thing I like about that is we do a lot of high sticking with this rod and reel combo. So as your arm is extended out, it doesn't fatigue the arm quite like a larger arbor or heavier reel would. But yeah, so there's a review of the Syndicate Pipeline 10-foot 2-weight. Once again, sold and marketed as a Euro nymphing rod, but we have really grown to like the rod as a conventional fly fishing rod. It's really been a deadly weapon in our arsenal this past year. But if you want to check one out, come on by the shop. We've got this in the 2-weight and the 3-weight in stock. And if you'd like to take one for a test drive, I'd be glad to let you borrow one for a day. But thanks again, and until next time, tight lines.